Will you please tell us how this company was started and journey of your company?
Our company was started in 1976 as HiMedia Laboratories Private Limited, and there is a story behind this. My father, who's the founder, Dr. G.M. Warke, along with co-founders Mr. Saroj Warke, that's my mother, and my uncle, Mr. Vishnu Warke. These are the three founders of the company. It's a technologically intensive company. It's a high-tech company, and my father was doing his PhD when he started this company. The intent to start the company came at that time. So during his PhD, he had to use very expensive reagents that were imported from the US, from Europe, and they costed more than gold gram per gram because gold was at that time 60 rupees, 70 rupees a tola. This is, I'm talking about the early 60s, mid 60s, around that time. So during his PhD, he had to struggle to get reagents to do his microbiology research. He's a microbiologist. He was doing his PhD in microbiology. So he thought, how can someone do science? How can a scientist do science if the media are so expensive, if the reagents are not affordable? So he took it up as a challenge that someday I will make this in my country so that other fellow microbiologists will not suffer like I have. And it will also help the nation because it will make a lot of things that are needed in the nation cost effective and affordable. So, with this in mind, after he finished his studies, he was working in the pharma and he worked in the pharmaceutical industry for quite a while. But this was always within him that I want to make media. I need to do this. I want to do this. So, a time came when he quit a very cushy, a very lucrative pharma career to start his own company. And this company started as a kitchen startup. So we have a phrase, garage startup. The whole world knows garage startup. Abroad, if you go, garage startup is something very popular and very common. And our company is a kitchen startup. And in a kitchen startup, what we mean by that is the apartment of our home, where my parents lived. There in the kitchen, they made the media in an oven. So they had received an oven in the marriage and they would make the media in this, mix it in that, they would fill it in bottles. My uncle, who's the marketing director of the company, he would take the media and sell them in Mumbai and other parts of India. And from a very humble beginning, that's how the company started. In 76, officially, we took a small space here in Mumbai where we registered and we were manufacturing the products from that small space. And it's been 42 years now. We never thought that we would come this far, but it has been a very long and eventful journey, and it has been very joyful and satisfying for us.
What kind of products does your company offer?
We offer a huge plethora of products for the biotech industry, the healthcare and the pharmaceutical industry. So you could say our core products as the company was started for or by microbiologists. That is, my father is a microbiologist. So when he started the company, he started making media for the microbiology applications. And microbiology is a global application. Microbiology, for example, that is the science of bacteria or microbes. And bacteria are everywhere. We know they are in food, they are in air, they are in water, they are on our skin, they are even in the stratosphere, they are in the deepest part of the ocean. So this field of microbiology has applications everywhere. For example, the three biggest segments that HiMedia caters to today are the food, the pharma, and the hospital or the healthcare. Along with that, our media is needed in oceanography, veterinary. You can name, there's a huge range of places where the media is needed. So as we started for microbiology with microbiology media, we moved on to ancillary products. A lot of scientists approached us in India and they said, can you also supply us good quality chemicals? So we told them, we are media manufacturers. We believe in creating value by taking raw materials and reagents and with technology, creating products which are import substitutes. We don't really want to trade or supply chemicals. But the scientists, a lot of scientists, they said, We don't get good quality reagents and chemicals. And the chemicals which HiMedia uses to make their media are definitely of a very high caliber and top quality. Otherwise, your media wouldn't be of good quality. So please just give us the raw materials that you use. And from there, we started also then dealing and selling chemicals. And today, we are one of the largest suppliers of fine chemicals, biochemicals, laboratory reagents, chemicals. So in many labs, people don't know us as a media company. They know us as a chemical and a reagent supplier. Along with that, we diversified into plasticware, which are ancillary items to support different biotech applications. We have instruments which are also used in the pharmaceutical, for example, clean room sampling or environmental monitoring equipment for that, and different types of equipment. In molecular biology, we have PCR machines. So from microbiology, we diversified later into other areas such as animal cell culture, plant tissue culture, hydroponics, which is a soil-free agricultural system, molecular biology. Then we also have a segment in which we make agricultural products. So today, HiMedia's offering is very broad. It touches many sectors and many different industries.
How do you stand vis-a-vis your competitors?
We have a very strong position in the market. As in Formula One, they say the pole position. So in quite a few segments, we have the pole position. And that's because of technology. And HiMedia, as we look at our company, is not a business. We call HiMedia a mission in which scientists are developing cutting edge products for our markets, for our scientists in our country, and supporting science and research and the common people in our nation.
What are the major challenges faced by your company during its journey?
The major challenges faced, there have been different types of challenges we have faced. Initially, finance was a challenge because it's hard to get finance for a struggling entrepreneur. You have to go to the banks and request them to give you money. But State Bank was kind enough to assist and support us. From there, we were able to set up a small scale industry and start our own production. As the quality was accepted, we moved into the Indian market. Initially, a lot of Indian scientists did not know what media was. Not just scientists, I mean the pharmaceutical or the hospital, even universities. Most of the universities never had used powdered media, which we were making in India, because the foreign media was imported and only the very rich institutions could afford those media. So what would happen is the technician from the microbiology lab would actually go to the butcher shop in the morning, buy meat, maybe liver or some brain, organs, bring them to the lab. They would boil these things, extract the protein components, nutrient components by doing this process. Excuse me, they would add sodium chloride, dextrose, agar, other constituents, and they would make their own homegrown media. So when we came out with our products, we had to convince them that please use these powders, they are ready to use. So they were not easily convinced in the beginning because they had never used powders. So we created that kind of a market, we convinced them. And then when people realize that these guys are accountable, it's not that they are just selling a product. They are actually selling the product and they are giving support to the last gram in the bottle. And this is how we were able to create faith in our products. So this challenge was overcome. The next challenge we faced was in the 80s and 90s when we were exporting out of India. A lot of people did not want to use or purchase a made in India product for this biotech application because they thought biotech is a very high-tech field, microbiology is a very high-tech field, would an Indian company be able to make good quality products? But we overcame this challenge and today we are exporting to over 150 countries all over the world. We have a footprint in Europe. We have HiMedia GmbH, which is in Germany. In America, we also have HiMedia LLC, which are our own subsidiaries. Plus, we have offices with distribution channels in major countries of the world, and we reach across to over 150 countries. More than that, actually.
What are the unique strengths of your company?
The unique strengths of our company are that we are a very technology-driven company. The primary focus is R&D, research and development. A huge amount of our profit and revenue is plowed back into infrastructure development. We have some of the best machines in the world, some of the most sophisticated equipment in our labs for doing cutting edge research in microbiology, in animal cell culture, in stem cell research, in primary cell research, in regenerative medicine research, in molecular biology research, in agricultural research. So one primary strength, the first primary strength is our input into the technology, into the R&D, the investment in R&D. A very major strength I would again like to cite here is the family which holds HiMedia, the promoters. We have 7 doctors in our own family, and some are medical doctors, PhDs, some are pharmacy PhDs, some are pure science and then PhD. But essentially, being a very technocrat family, our focus is on technology, it's on development. And as I mentioned, HiMedia is not a business, it's a mission. And we do it with great passion because we want to leave a mark in this nation and also in this world. And we want to show the world that Indians can do it. Because it's a matter of great pride for us to be able to develop these technologies in our country and establish that we could do it ourselves. A third strength that we have is the production technologies that we have are today also cutting edge. For example, certain production processes that were being followed were such that, for example, a batch, a product would take around 8 hours to manufacture. We went back to the drawing board, we studied the whole process, and we revamped it such that today we can manufacture a product in a few minutes. Another strength I would like to mention is our strong marketing network. We have a very strong sales and distribution network, which is spread out all over the country and also abroad, with over 1,000 dealer distributors. And we have a huge technological literature library, lit library or a technical literature library that we share with students, with professors, with scientists all over. People benefit with these technological inputs that we give them.
What have been the major achievements of your company?
The most important achievement that we have attained so far is the brand and the respect. We are today recognized as the largest media manufacturer in the world, not just India, in the world. And why this is so is because we are the only company in the world today that makes microbiology media, animal cell culture media, plant tissue culture media, hydroponics media, agricultural products and media related to agriculture. Our competition in different areas, for example, in microbiology, we are considered as amongst the top 3 in the world. So we are listed in the American Society of Microbiology, ASM Press, CRC Press, Bible of Media, known as the Handbook of Microbiology Media. And in this book, we are listed amongst the top 3 brands in the world. So this is what we have worked for. Money is okay, it comes, it is needed in an industry, it is needed in a business to grow and sustain, but the respect that we command, the value creation that we have done for the nation, for the world, is something that is phenomenal. And I would just like to show here, this is the Handbook of Microbiology Media from the American Society of Microbiology. This is a premier, this is the #1 global body for microbiology. And if you open this book and go to the trademarks index, in the trademarks index, the top 3 media manufacturers are Oxoid, which is Thermo Fisher. It's a very big reputed global brand. HiMedia, and Becton Dickinson, which is also a very well-known, famous medical reagents and injections. And you know Becton Dickinson, it's a famous medical brand and a life science brand. And this book is full of HiMedia products.
How do you look at the opportunities?
So, can I just go back to this question? Continuing with our strength, this is the technical manual that HiMedia has, and this is a very big fat book. It's actually used by a lot of students as a textbook when they study in schools and colleges, because the wealth of information we have in this book is unparalleled in the world. The amount of information we have in our microbiology media manual is phenomenal. So the research that we do, the technological innovations that we have done, we have put them in our literature, which is available. Thousands of scientists have published papers using our products, and that gives us great satisfaction.
How do you look at the opportunities?
The opportunities, today we have a lot of opportunities coming to us because people recognize HiMedia as a global brand. It's not just an Indian brand. In fact, a lot of people do not even know that HiMedia is a Indian promoter-owned company. A lot of people in the biotech field think that HiMedia is an MNC based on the quality of the work we do, the literature, the range that we have. A lot of companies abroad want to collaborate with us. They want to have tie-ups with us. People are looking to do joint ventures with us. Plus, we have requests to enter into newer areas. We started as a microbiology company, but we forayed into vaccines, animal cell culture, plant tissue culture, molecular biology, agriculture, hydrolysate, food. We are also a food certified company. We have a division known as Warke Biotech, which is our sister company. It's a food certified company, which also makes a lot of products for the food industry. So today we have a 360-degree panoramic opportunity palette available to us. We can actually choose in which industry we want to step into, and we are diversifying in a big way and stepping into many different avenues and growing in those areas.
What would you like to say about quality standards, R&D and innovation?
Quality has been our backbone. Today, HiMedia stands on the basis of quality. And what we have is a very established quality system. In this established quality system, we have ISO 9000, we have ISO 13485, we have WHO GMP, we follow good manufacturing practices, though it's not mandatory for a media manufacturing company like us, but we still have gone ahead and gotten ourselves WHO GMP certified. We have NABL accreditation for our labs, which is ISO 17025. We also have, for our sister company, Warke Biotech, food certification. So we are TSEN 22000 certified, where we also implement packaging standards as per the BP or the British packaging standards. So there is a huge plethora of standards that we have implemented in our company. And these are very strongly implemented because these standards are functional in HiMedia for the last 30-35 years. Along with this, as I mentioned previously, R&D is the backbone. New product development is our focus. Every year, if you look at the different divisions of HiMedia and Warke put together, we at least launch 50 new products, at least. And a lot of these products are based on customer demand. I just give you an example. And these products, for example, a specific product I want to mention here, it's the folic acid KC medium. This medium is today manufactured by only one company in the world. And that one company is HiMedia. There were 2-3 other companies making this, but they stopped making it. And we have received letters from different governments. For example, the Center of Disease Control in Atlanta, they wrote us a letter. The director of CDC in the USA wrote us a letter saying that you are the only company which is making this product in the world today. Please don't stop making it. So this is what drives our innovation. So we have been making this product for quite some time, and we continue to do this to support scientists and industry. Simultaneously, a lot of people also ask us, I have a certain requirement, I have X, Y, or Z need. Can you develop a product to meet this application? Or can you modify the existing product for a special application? So these are the extended things that we do to support the scientists. So R&D is something that keeps us really busy, and that is what gives us the kick and the job satisfaction.
What would you like to highlight about your team?
We have some of the best people in the industry working with us. We have a very strong team in all departments, technical, science, or commerce, or finance. So our team is our foundation. So these are our pillars, our people are our assets, and we are very happy working with them. We have created a very healthy work environment. So it's a very flat organization. Anyone can knock on the door of the founder, who is also the managing director, and simply walk into the cabin. And this is all. This is also with all the other directors. We have a very flat organization, and we are very involved with our team. So that keeps the morale of the team very high, and people love to work in our company.
What are your financial strengths?
Our financial strength is our technology. And essentially, it is technology which helps us to tide over different financial crises. For example, certain raw materials are of biological origin, like agar, which we use, which comes from the seaweed. Now, agar is presently in short supply, and the prices of agar are skyrocketing. So we have methods by which we can use different grades of agar. We are working on R&D in such a way that we can create agar substitutes. So essentially, we are able to do a lot of work which helps us to overcome the challenges that we face.
Who are your blue chip clients?
In India, in the food, pharma, and hospital sector, I would say there is no blue chip client who is, or no blue chip company who is not our client. Because we are in the SOP, or the standard operating procedure, of all the pharmaceuticals, all the major food companies, and in the hospitals and the clinics, wherever you go, everybody uses HiMedia. So we are synonymous with quality, and we are synonymous with the range that we carry. So I would say you can pick any blue chip client which is in the biotech sector, and or a blue chip company in the biotech sector, and they would be our client.
Or what are your expansion plans?
We have a lot of expansion outlay right now. We are in a massive growth phase, and we are diversifying in multiple segments. Microbiology is one segment. So we started with making powdered media for the microbiology applications. Now the industry is moving from powdered media to ready to use media, or prepared media as they call it, which is available in Petri plates in the microbiology industry. So we have been doing a lot of value add over here by doing a forward integration. So we have set up a couple of plate pouring facilities wherein we are scaling up in a very big way. And the CAGR for the plate facility is 30 to 35%, and even up to 40%. So this is the rate of growth at which we are growing. Along with that, we are expanding in the agricultural sector, where we have developed organic products for the farmers. So in the agricultural sector, we have two segments. One is, you can say, the soil-based farming, and the other is soil-less farming or soil-free farming. In the soil-based farming, we have pesticides which are of biological origin. Now, we are microbiologists, so playing with bacteria is our core strength. So very interesting things we did, which have been causing a mini revolution in agriculture, I would like to cite. For example, what we do is precise targeting of the infection. Farmers from a particular area sent us a leaf which had the fungal growth in it. Being microbiologists, we isolated the fungus from that leaf, We cultured it in our lab. We did an antibiotic sensitivity profile to check which antibiotic would kill the fungus. And we devised a formulation with an antibiotic and an antifungal agent which would precisely kill that fungus. And the farmers, when we made this formulation and gave it to the farmers, they were very happy because they didn't have to spray blanket pesticides all over, and they were able to simply target in a limited area the fungus with controlled antibiotic, controlled antifungal, and eradicate it. So like that, we have for the soil-based farming, for the soil-free farming, we have come up with something which is very high-tech. And in India, we have brought this on an international platform. The field I'm talking about is hydroponics. In hydroponics, hydros is water, ponos is labor. So in hydroponics, you actually are able to grow around 500 crops and plants without soil. And this makes a huge difference to the way you can grow it, the speed at which you can grow. And this technology is very popular. There are thousands of YouTube videos in Israel, in Japan, in Australia, in Europe, Netherlands, many parts of the European countries. In America, you have a lot of industries established with hydroponics. So this is something which is coming up in a very big way. Recently, we also have set up certain projects for very famous celebrities in India, which I cannot name here. But this is catching up in a big way. And why we got into hydroponics is because people came to us and said that we need nutrients. Now, when you grow the crop in water-based systems, you need to supply it with nutrition. And this nutrition, very few people can make of that international grade or quality which is needed. And we are masters of media manufacturing or nutrient manufacturing. So we make it for bacteria, we make it for animal cells, we make it for plant cells, plant tissue culture, we make it for agriculture. So it's very easy for us to make the same for hydroponics or soil-free farming. And that has drawn us into this field. And we have a capacity to make up to 5,000 kilos of a single batch size, which is a remarkable capacity on the global front. Along with this, we have expansion plans where we want to diversify into machine assembly, machine manufacturing, machine supply. Plus, we are expanding by setting up certain new facilities where we would be doing stem cell work, primary cell work, media work for that. So in general, we are on an expansion spree right now.
Any other important point you may like to share?
As I mentioned, HiMedia is a mission, and for us, it has been a very memorable and it's been a joyride, I can say that. Because what we have been doing for the last 42 years has been a contribution to the nation. It has been a contribution to the biotech sector. It is also a global contribution. And we try to do our business in a socially conscious manner where our intent is to include as many sectors and as many aspects of this society as we can and benefit people in general.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
HiMedia respect life. Life is to be honored. Life is to be celebrated. Life is to be adored. For life is precious.